Go.
Says we're live.
Go on, Jack.
Hello and welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Thrown Out.
What's it
If you
called?
don't believe it, nobody else will.
What's it called, mate?
I've been doing the LAC and I mixed up the intros, so I started doing the LAC intro. Hello and welcome back to Let's Thrown Out. Tonight you are joined by everyone's favourite Curry Kitten.
Hello.
Have you got a disclaimer to go with that, mate?
Any views expressed by any guests on this show or just as lot are personal and may not reflect the views of the host or any other participant of the show. Please ignore us.
And now it is safe to introduce our next guest, Andy RC.
How do?
My little Tony.
Bonjour.
Everyone's little source of information and regulation. Andrew / Frank.
Good evening.
And the person who's probably got the most cleanest desk ever now.
Maybe it's not that clean anymore. I've got stuff on it now.
And I'm Jack, Brighton Till I Fly. Hello, good evening. How is everyone?
I'm great. I don't understand the problem. It's like I'm staying at home. It's the first time I've been not working for any amount of time for like 6 years. It's weird because I'm not working and Jack is. It's hilarious.
That is well weird.
That is strange.
I'm the only one working out of all of you.
I'm working. I went to work.
You're still working.
On and off.
On behalf of Andy RC and myself, I must feel discriminated against. YouTube creating is working. It's really hard work.
I spent
Sometimes
4
we have
hours.
to work for
I was
10,
waiting
15 minutes
for
a day.
4 hours today, waiting to get a spot to fly. 4 hours. It was.
Did you have to queue up and you have got stripes down on the floor and all that?
Yeah, all that business just to fly. But there you go. I managed to do it. So yeah.
Wow. Let's see if we can get 1,000 viewers tonight. Oh no, we've got 29.
Has anybody else done any flying?
No.
I have flown around and around in my garden. It was tremendously exciting, and I flew over the top of my head. Beat that.
Anyone in the chat been flying? Let us know.
Do you want to show people what you were flying above your head?
It's not that big. I was just telling you and Andy, this is the HDLC Sector 132. It is 2.5-inch props enclosed, and I was using a 3S battery, so I got a hover point of about 50%. And although it's pretty small, it's not like one of those 3-inch cine whoops. When it flew over my head, it was very frightening because you can feel the amount of draft coming down, and that's quite scary. But it did fly all right. I set it up to be really gentle. I just round and round the garden. I expect this is what a BMFA field is like, or be it a small one, just go round and round in circles. It was quite dull. I couldn't dive any trees. I couldn't go into my neighbour's gardens because it might crash and then I have to get it back again. So yeah, round and round and round in the house, back out. It's going to be an interesting, fun-packed review. I can show you clockwise circles. I can go anti-clockwise. We can go up and we can go down. We can look in the window upstairs. That was about it, really. Exciting.
Did you do it in acro or in stability mode in the house?
I was using angle. I was actually using angle outside, which I never do. I did fly in acro for a bit outside because I had it set up gentle, just to see if it was a bit smoother. But because it's when you're in such a restricted space. I don't know about you. I tend to overcorrect a lot when I'm in acro. It's one of the few times I'm prepared to use angle, especially in the house, because I'm using my normal rates on acro. I was like back, forth, and overcorrecting everywhere because you just haven't got the space you want.
Yeah, I think unless you've got a huge amount of space, the way that the field of view is on the camera means that even in acro mode you can drift just slightly and hit the wall and not realize it, whereas angle mode it sort of stays a lot more steady. So
yeah, although you think you're sort of very tightly controlled even when you're in a big field, as when you're in acro as normal, in reality, as soon as you put yourself in that tight space, you can see the amount of drift you've got there. Although like only 6 feet either side is nothing in the field, but in a house, it's the difference between like hitting a wall or a cat.
Yeah.
So,
how is your pussy?
I'm resisting the urge to make a rude comment, and I will say she's fine. She's fat and lazy as ever.
When did you give that pussy a really good stroke?
Oh, constantly.
Oh,
Hang on. Has Wayne actually got a cat? Are we talking about cats?
Poppadom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Poppy the cat.
I knew you've got a dog.
He
I'd
just
never
calls
seen a
himself
cat.
Curry Kitten for fun.
She particularly likes this whole getting deliveries and leaving the boxes there for a long time, because as all cats, if you ever want to catch a cat, just leave any size box on the floor and the cat will go in it. It doesn't matter what size it is, she will go in it and sort of sit there and pretend to be invisible.
Pussies love boxes. That's what I found out.
Indeed.
Over the years, Curry has had many different flavours of cat. Would you like to list some of them?
Yeah, there was the first cats were Madras and Korma, and this current one's Poppadom. We did have a hamster called Vindaloo at one point, and the way we've gone out slightly is the dog is called Roshi, and Roshi is the name of a Maldivian flatbed that you might dip in curry. So it's all food related, and it's kind of curry related, but it's not. It doesn't strictly meet the curry criteria.
Jesus.
Tony's disappointed by that, aren't you? I know. I constantly pick myself up about it. What have I done? To change my name.
I flew a singing drone in the woods the other day, which was quite nice. It was bluebells were out, and I rode there and flew my whoop.
I saw your Instagram of X marks the spot of where they're all buried.
Yeah, that made me laugh so much. I was flicking through his thing, being like, "Oh, I wonder what he's up to today. Is it washing up, or the photos of the dog? Check. Oh, miss my girlfriend. Check." And then all of a sudden, you just see a photo of this shallow grave with like logs in it, being like just the tag hookers. I nearly dropped my phone down the toilet.
That, Jack.
Oh, that was proper swing and and a hit.
Yeah. Well, I took my daily allowance and went down to the nice bluebell woods and flew the cine whoop through the bluebells and up the stream, which was quite scary. It's really flying horribly, and it was quite windy, so it was a bit hard to fly. I probably took a couple of clips to get a good bit of footage on there. It was not very good, but it come out all right, so I was happy.
Was it a ready to fly tone, or did you build it yourself? The Cinewood?
I buy them. I built it off a mate. Have you seen my soldering?
Yeah, it's just I've received a lot of those Cinewhoops over the last.
Why is there turkeys in the background?
It's not. It's the clappers have decided to take this opportunity to congregate in the streets, and they're still there. All of the dogs are out. All of the dogs are boxed.
Are they all?
It really sounded like turkeys. It was like.
Are they standing next to each other or apart?
They're 2 meters apart, but it's become a social thing here. So 15 minutes,
and then go out for a chat.
Yeah,
if you like my turkey impression, please include it at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's why I had my mic muted, because the dog's barking, and everyone's deaf from banging all the pots and pans, so they resorted to shouting.
A new thing now? Well, you got to go out there with your pots and pans now.
Everybody's like trying to one up each other each week. So
every week.
This time,
I've seen a naked drummer on the internet at 8 o'clock.
They'd all
This is
bought
how we
off
end up
eBay.
with the nuclear apocalypse. It's just people trying to outdo each other with loud
Yeah.
How loud you can go.
You should have had your guitar
bomb.
out, Andy. So get some Queen out really loudly.
Yeah.
2 meter
One up
gobbling,
them.
gobble gobble. Sorry, the chat's caught up. It's not a competition. Oh, Andy RC, how much would I have to pay you in real money to get out there and windmill everyone?
I'd even chip in for that.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be classed as windmilling with myself.
Oh,
Oh
Take
dear.
yourself down.
But Andy, you've been flying as well, right? You released a video.
I did, yeah. It's very tricky to find a space where there's not somebody exercising. Like I say, luckily the house backs onto the field that I fly on, so I can sort of sit in the lounge and look for a field's worth of space of non-exercisers. The problem is with people who are doing exercising is they tend to appear quite quickly because they're running and stuff. So dog walkers I'm used to, but now there are families of people without dogs, and that's new to me. So it's just finding the space and making sure it's safe. You know, I've got luckily, like I say, I've got a spotter who lives in this house, and they have an A cert. So, but it's really frustrating to sort of, to do acro, you need quite a bit of space, and if there's a group of people in the corner and you can't fly near them, it can be quite frustrating. You know, you don't want to cause any problems or anything. But I have managed to get out and fly. But it's I tell you what as well, it was such a relief. I never realized how much I actually love this is when you have I think I went three weeks without doing any flying, and then I was like, part of it was to make a video, but part of it was for my sanity. And I got out there, and it was like this huge weight lifted off me when I was flying. So yeah, they're still out there doing the clapping. So sorry about the noise coming through. But yeah, I think you could definitely count it as one for the health, going out and having a quick fly, even if it's just. My recommendation would be to fly a toothpick because no one can see them. They're really light, and you don't need to worry because about getting in people's way and stuff. So that'd be my recommendation if you want to, but get your fix because it's healthy for you, for sure.
Tony, you were saying about your cine group. Have you seen what Nerk's been up to with the servo gimbal? He's been working on a servo gimbal.
I haven't watched that, but
what's he put it on? Has he put it on a cine?
I can send you the link if you want.
Didn't he do something with head tracking or something? My friend Phil, who watches the show, told me about it. I still haven't watched it, Phil. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've got to catch up on a few.
I know Nerk's been putting out a lot of videos because it's been coming up in my feed, but
yeah. Frank, a good video that I watched. Have you seen what's his name? William Osmond's cat experiment video where he's trying to fit his pussy through a small hole?
I haven't seen that, no.
I may do a cat experiment of my own. Recently, this might not be a new thing. I keep seeing videos where people put loads of dominoes on the floor just to see if their cats are ninjas. And if you put like hundreds of dominoes, the cats will just walk along and not knock any over. And then you put the dog through, it just goes like go out like that. It just looks fun to do. I have got both. I can do a comparison. Cat versus dog.
What's Phil's YouTube channel?
He hasn't got one, but I'm trying to. Hopefully, eventually, when we can all get out
make one for him.
Well, it's not about that. It's about having content and stuff. So, so
Sheldon's here, or has forgotten about me. Let's place bet because I haven't heard of it. Motor vehicle drive past me. Hello, I'm live on the show.
Please do not swear.
This is thrilling.
isn't
It's
it?
only Jack that arranges people
Why
to
are
come
you
round
in a
whilst he's in the
BMW?
middle of
Did
the
you forget
show.
about me, returned home, and then felt guilty and came back out?
But you just mute him. Everyone, don't say anything. Just leave it to Jack. Ready? Shush.
He's muted
He's
himself.
muted himself.
There you go. No, I was hoping Sheldon would start saying funny stuff, and he didn't. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Highly unprofessional.
Oh,
See you in a sec.
Super unprofessional.
1 hour a week. That's all we ask.
I know. He does
Wow.
it on purpose, I swear.
Frank wins the biggest bottle competition. Mine's tiny in comparison to yours. Ooh,
Well, if I hold it
jealous.
closer to the camera, it looks bigger.
Big,
That's not
far away.
true.
Yeah.
To be fair to Jack, though, you know, he'll complain if he hadn't spoke to you for a while, but you're guaranteed that within 5 minutes of calling him, he'll be talking to someone else, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Is he talking to me?" And then
Yeah.
he's like speaking to a neighbor or someone.
That or he's walking down to the shops and
Yeah, that's it. You
talking
know,
to everyone in the shop. Or whatever.
Oh, I shall mention I got this interesting product through to test, which I know NJ's got. I don't know if you did, Andy. This thing, the Tune RC. It is a USB dongle, and you plug it in, and when you press that button, it binds on a D8, and then you can use it as like a wireless SIM thing.
that's
So
a good
just plug it
idea.
in, and it goes, which was
No,
interesting.
I didn't. How did they contact you, via email or something?
Yeah, they just emailed. Tune RC, they're called. Never heard of them before. This is a beta version. I did pick up one weird thing with it, because I tried it on my sim, and I noticed technical boredom coming up here. Normally a joystick works on like axis 0 to 4 or 0 to 3. This was axis 0, axis 1, 10, 11, 18, 19, 20, and 21, which was a little bit peculiar.
But because it's a receiver, though, won't it be? It could pick up the mapping differently, I think.
It's not that. It's this is from the USB end. So you've got the receiver thing. That's just like it's a D8. There's 8 channels.
It's a
It's going
D8
to go
receiver.
in. So
Yeah.
in the HID setup for USB, which is a human interface device, which is this horrendous piece of code. If you've ever looked through the documents, it basically defines the properties of your joystick, and for whatever reason, there are basically 32 axis properties, and instead of going 0 to 3, it's all over the shop. Don't know why.
Oh right. Oh, so it's
Nothing.
not working, is what you're saying?
No, it worked. It was weird. It's just on my sim. I have this debug screen, which I was like, here's axis 1 to 8. Here's what your joystick's doing. I never thought about like, oh, what if you're on axis 22? Because that would be weird. But it works, and like it works on Velocidrone and Freerider and Liftoff, no problem. It just struck me as weird, but I thought that was quite good. I think if you've got FreeSky stuff, you probably plug in via USB anyway. But apparently they're doing a FlySky version, which is
that'd be good.
Yeah, because everybody on FlySky is the normal like PPM cable in the back and into a dongle.
Not just that, the
not
FlySky i6 is probably the cheapest hobby transmitter you can get, but they're really good at the same time. So that's good. Are they? What's the origin of? Sorry, the country of origin for the product? Is it US or Europe?
Oh god, no, it's China, of course.
Oh, it's China. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting then. No, they might have sent me an email. Probably not though, because I've not been putting that much out. I don't know. I'll have to check.
But that was in terms of new products, that was something that's actually a little bit different, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah, I'd not heard of it, so it sounds good. Yeah, it's a lot of people get. I mean, it's a good time to release that kind of thing, because I imagine there are a lot of people on simulators and things at the moment. Do I ever take this hat off? No, it shields my face nicely.
And we saw
and also I've had all my hair cut off because of the situation that we're in. There's no hairdressers, so all my hair is.
To be fair, you said all your hair last time, and I felt you oversold the situation. There was definitely hair left there.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but it's not what it normally is. Yeah, normally have it quite long, but we don't have the any hairdressers. So
No, my wife keeps saying she's going to cut my hair, and I'm saying no. And this is what we get. We get super quiff mode coming in.
Hello, I'm back. I'm so sorry.
Shocking and unprofessional yet again.
I know.
So, Curry, is there a website where you can get those dongle things from?
There is like a tunerc.com, but it hasn't been released yet. This is the beta version. They seem to be suggesting they were going to. I spoke to them today after I was just reporting that I felt it kind of weird where they had the axis mapping.
What are they called? True RC?
Tune RC. Let me see if I can find them on the internet.
Tune,
and I can post it.
As in guitar tuner.
Tune helps you breathe more easily.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they contacted me. They contacted me and I ignored them.
You just ignored them.
Frank, I posted that link. Oh yeah.
Was it someone called Aria?
Yes.
Just doing a bit of admin, guys. Don't mind us. No, I've just given out the contact for that person.
I am literally Andy RC's sloppy seconds. When he doesn't want something, he just passes it on. It eventually ends up with me.
I don't want that, but I know someone who's a slut. They'll take anything.
No, that sounds really good. You get so much spam.
Thor
emails.
charger, Thor adapter, then battery checker.
Yes. So not been released yet. They're talking about changing. This is more boring HID stuff. At the moment, it's defined as a joystick. They were talking about doing it as a gamepad, which is slightly different properties. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. I tried because I wanted to get to. This is based on an open source project called PPM to USB.
So they've copied something and made it as a product.
They've copied it from Thomas Pfeiffer. Anybody heard of him? I'll show you a website. Hang on.
I'm not.
I can show you where this is coming from.
I'm not shocked that it's a copy, though. To be honest, it's probably be open source, won't it? And then they've just stuck a name on it.
They've chucked. Well, they've done a little bit more. They've basically chucked a
apparently
receiver.
is that Steve Cars? FR Sky have got their own dongle, have they? I didn't know that.
I've had an FR Sky USB dongle for ages. It was like a orange one, so I guess Hobby King.
So it's not off FR Sky. So they already exist then. It's nothing new.
Oh yeah, this isn't a brand new thing, but this comes from. Hang on a sec. I will find it.
Because I know something that people have been doing is using their own model as a receiver and plugging that into the computer. You can do that. The only problem with doing that is I noticed flight controllers, especially the small all-in-one flight controllers, get really hot these days if they're left plugged in. Which so I've been advising against doing that. Really, otherwise you get like a warning through your on-screen display.
Look at that.
The other thing that I've seen before is using, in fact, Andy, you're probably well acquainted with it now, the Tiny 85, which is a little chip that can be used as a HID controller.
Look at that beauty. Oh, I'd kiss him. I'd kiss his little face. Look at the little feet fluff. Oh.
I thought this was Curry bringing up the Tune RC page.
I was just
bringing up some random cat photos.
Random cat stuff. Here we go.
Not a random cat. You know what cat that is.
Oh yeah.
That's allergy cat.
So this is where it comes from, and if you plug it in,
is that an FTDI adapter?
That's an FTDI adapter made into a PPM to USB adapter. So what they've done, they've taken this open source thing and they haven't changed any code, because when you plug it in, it identifies itself as a thomaspfeiffer.net device, and basically they've added a D8 receiver in there or some sort of compatible thing, and that's what's made it work. So I was actually looking at the source code trying to work out the HID thing, but it is a nightmare. It's horrible code. Hate it.
They have added something to it then. So
yes, they've added the receiver in. So previously it was just you could plug it into the back of your radio and work on the PPM to USB that way, but they've done one more thing.
All right, got you.
But yeah, that was my exciting new product.
Well, I'll look
info.
forward to
Hooray.
your video on that, because it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting one.
That's what happens when you ignore people. I know.
Well, do you know what?
The trouble is, it's buried amongst all the Wi-Fi light bulb offers and stuff like that, probably.
Yeah, I have some stuff even going to spam. The thing, I'm always wary about beta testing products as well, because essentially, you become their advertisement, but you're also, if you find a problem, you could spend hours and hours on something, and then, oh, it's got a fundamental flaw that's no good, and it's like you've wasted a lot of your time, and they've all they've done really is used you as a beta tester, you know, because you're experienced in it. And I've wasted so much time being a beta tester, and you don't get, like, you'll find problems and they don't even listen to it and just release it anyways. And so yeah, I've been stung with stuff like that in the past, so I probably did look at it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, though. I think especially at this time as well, when people are on simulators and stuff a lot, it'd be good for that.
Yeah,
they're trying, obviously. Sorry,
I was going to say, talking of that, not talking about my one for a change, I noticed that Orca have been developing their own one.
Yes.
Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh,
So their one's
yeah.
called it's coming out on Steam. I forgot what it's called now. Close my Steam window.
Stella Fox playing it the other day. I think she's got something to do with it. I think she's been helping them do stuff. I thought it was built into the goggles, but I don't think it is.
It's definitely not,
I think
because it's on Steam and it says for Mac, Windows, and Linux.
I was imagining that.
That'd be great. A sim built into goggles. They might actually be worth $1,000 then, you know.
Yeah, might be worth what they're asking.
That's, you know, it sounds like something you should be able to put on the Oculus Quest, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good point. You should be able to stick them on goggles, especially at that. I mean, you know, we're looking at FPV goggles cost 3 times as much as VR goggles, you know, because they're that specific. So they should have the simulator. Should have a built-in simulator. All of them should.
Yeah, but there's also like the difference is that the VR stuff, they can make their profit on the sales of the software rather than necessarily having to do it on the hardware. As obviously, Fat Shark can't then sell you software to go on your goggles.
Yeah, unless they team up with someone.
Well, no, they can give you update software that bricks your DVR, and then you have to buy the new DVR module to repair it.
That's nice.
It sounds a bit like what FreeSky's doing with their firmware at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, what's happening? I saw Leah posted a video, but I haven't checked it out yet.
I was speaking to him on the phone earlier.
Little friends, friends. Oh, me and Tony, let's just start a new podcast, just me and you, buddy. Let's go.
I'm leaving. I can't leave. This was ours, Jack. They just turned up.
Come on, then. What do you two want to talk about
360
other than cats?
Yeah, I mean, amongst a lot of other things.
Keep off my friend, you friend stealer.
Was saying about this update to the firmware that means you then have to update all your receivers, but then that means that they won't work with any of your multi-protocol modules or anything like that. So you they're
just writing themselves out of the hobby, aren't they, doing that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great plan. I mean, it makes sense in terms of it's the same thing as with all the whole access protocol as well of trying to make it so that you have to buy genuine stuff, I guess. But I don't know. I think they're missing the trick that Spectrum have of, you know, being able to capitalize on actually making that such an open protocol that it's, you know, not necessarily open, but such a prolific protocol that you can just buy lots of RTF modules and use that, and that's a pro rather than a con. But
I think of FreeSky as the analogy between like Microsoft and Apple, where Microsoft used to be like the evil corp, essentially the world's biggest bad guys, and everybody's like, "Oh, go to Apple, they're so cool. Steve Jobs is such a lovely person," all this crap. And now it's like, okay, Apple are evil. They keep trying to lock down their computers. Steve Jobs was an absolute maniac. And everybody that worked with him like wished he was dead many times over. And meanwhile, Bill Gates is over trying to cure like diseases and stuff constantly and giving all his money away. There's been this complete reversal, and it was like FreeSky were like, "Oh, go to FreeSky. FreeSky are amazing. They're new and cheap, and their range is amazing." They get a little bite of success, and then it's like, "Oh, we must screw our radios up so it doesn't work with that crossfire stuff. Who wants that?" And then it's like, "Oh, what? I don't like the fact that people are building compatible receivers. We must stop that. I know. Let's make up this this problem and try and make everybody update their receivers so nothing works. Let's change the module bay so nothing's going to fit in it." Weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bill Gates is evil again. Fraser. I did not get the update.
Have you seen him on his vaccine video? I think that's what people are referring to.
We've got more kitty. Can I show another kitty video image, or are you going to get annoyed at me?
I don't care. It's like people when they listen to this, actually listen to it and don't visually see this when they listen to the podcast. As long as you talk us through what the cat's
doing. No.
Or you just stay silent and we cut this bit out, and then no one needs to know. And so there's just a cat picture up on here, and we just carry on talking about whatever we're talking about.
Oh, what a babe. Little nose.
But I guess you haven't been flying anything recently, Jack, or building anything, or having anything to do with quads in any way.
No. I mean, no, not all. No. The only.
And you were pulling all those wings out.
Yeah. I just need a method of sticking the
GoPro
Hero 5 into the front of that AR wing, and that's it. And apart from that, that's pretty much done. And then basically I'm going to wait till we're allowed out in sight and then just update everything. So there's going to be a mass update party. But apart from that, the closest thing I might get to doing anything quad related, because everything is built, like everything's done, everything's built. It's pointless updating everything because by the time we're allowed out, there's probably more updates.
I'm leaving 5 minutes to go and look at the stars. Starlink satellites go past while lying in my hammock looking up at the stars.
I missed that last night. I'm so annoyed because there was a launch and then it was
mad.
You won't see anything, Tony. It's clouded over.
Well, it may have up north, but not here.
Oh, is it not there?
Not yet. I saw them the other day. They're perfectly spaced apart. I counted 7.
We can't see them up here because they are directly above us, so we don't see the reflection.
Ah, okay. Well, I saw. You'll see them soon when there's whatever thousands.
I don't think they're going to go any further than as north as where I am.
There's going to be a grid circulating.
Yeah, but it stops just north of England.
I guess there's a point where you can't be any higher.
Yeah, you're right.
They're following each other at the moment, but I think they're going to start moving into their grid.
No, they cross each other like that.
Yeah, they're definitely going to move anyway.
There's 420 in the air at the moment, in low Earth orbit, and there's going to be 12,500 in total.
Yeah, so why are we bothering with 5G killing us and all that lot? We just use them up there.
Oh, God, no.
Tony's only going outside to shout fake at it.
It's not real. It's just a glitch in the simulation.
Exactly.
It's just sparklers on the sky dome.
Why are you going out now, Tone? It's not until 8:54.
Dave, Story, let me know when to run outside and lay on my hammock.
I just told you.
I need another minute till my spotlight turns off.
8:53 then.
Hey, BM's is in the chat.
Hey.
I always get that wrong.
Good morning.
Paul and or Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5G live.
Demonetization again. Yeah.
Oh, people are sending me cat pictures.
I've seen what they're doing now. If you say something, they'll have a Wikipedia thing at the bottom that, like, for truth. If you say something that might not be true, then they'll have like.
Oh yeah, because Wikipedia.
Well, that is
is
Wikipedia. That's not going to be truth, is it? It's Wikipedia, for God's sakes.
Probably more truth.
Pretty good nowadays. Like
Probably more truth than Tony. To
5 years, it's been pretty reliable, really.
You'll all find out the truth.
My favourite Wikipedia page at the moment is Joe Lysick, because he's changed his name to Hugo Boss. And if you go to Hugo Boss, it means, do you mean Joe Lysick? Yeah. Oh, look at that little baby. Look at the little rabbit feet. Oh. I mean, how can it be comfortable sleeping like that? Why do cats do that?
It's laying a trap. It's basically saying, come and tickle my tummy. And you go, okay. And then you lose the skin from your entire arm because that's what happens to the claws.
Oh, my God.
That's why I don't have cats.
What a baby.
They don't do anything for you. Look at it. What's the point of that thing?
Well, they're fluffy, you stroke them and stuff.
Mine does. It brings in rodents and lays them loose in the kitchen.
Yeah. Gives me something to do. Chase them around.
I used to take a fridge outside the other day because there was a baby rat in it. And it wouldn't come back out again.
Wow.
Have you done anything with that mini fridge yet? Or have you got rid of it?
It's keeping my drinks cold right now.
Oh. Tony would have had it off you for extra, like, prepper storage. He would have overworked the compressor to freeze more stuff and turned it on its side.
I'm thinking about getting another freezer.
Oh, we go! I'm going to turn the underneath stairs into a walk-in freezer. It's the only way to survive. I've been digging underneath.
Well, I've.
Whose dog's that?
This is an illustration of how much I'm stuck indoors. Is that I've resorted to trying gardening. A little balcony.
Balcony gardening.
Well, we've got the little balcony and we've got the little window boxes. So gonna try growing some spring onions and a few other things.
You could be self-sufficient.
Well, no. But
as long as you like onions occasionally.
Yeah, but it's something, right? But otherwise, I've found a new use for all my XT60 batteries. So last Saturday, did a live stream.
Oh yeah, you were streaming, weren't you? I caught up on it. Oh God, sorry for yawning again. I've had time. Sorry, Frank.
Made a dummy battery for my mirrorless camera that I take out when we go places into fields and stuff, and made a dummy thing with basically a Beck in it and a XT60 lead out of it, so I can power my camera from my big 10,000 milliamp hour field pack. So that now is a thing that works.
Nice.
Now you just need to find a way to live stream from it, like Big Jet TV, and then we can have some.
Like that?
No. What we're looking at?
Oh, we're looking at Frank's desk.
Yeah, that's my desk. So that's from the mirrorless camera right now.
To prove it's you.
Yeah. What?
Drink your beer to prove it's you and
live. Oh, that's you now.
Put a shoe on your head to prove that this is live.
How's that?
Where's the shot? There's
how's that working?
Yeah, isn't it?
Camera.
I'll leave you to think about that one.
So you set up a 24-hour live stream and given Jack the link.
Don't. I accidentally live streamed my poo somewhere the other day. You know that photo I sent you?
Yeah, you sent it me about 3 times, Jack, that photo.
Make sure you've got it.
I'm not surprised it hasn't ended up on the internet way before this.
Well, Rate My Poo isn't Rate My Poo anymore. Take that out, editor. We do not endorse ratemypoo.com.
Jesus, H. Corbett. How long have I got, Dave Story?
It's 1/4 tone, so you've got
9 minutes till the sets go over.
yeah. So you want to
Type potato in the chat so we know the delay. The word potato.
Yeah. Besides my little dummy battery power, I am secretly planning a build series. I've got my project boxes on my desk just out of that shot, and I will be gradually picking through them. Also got there's some plans coming together for a virtual mini air show. So, I'm sure you're all very busy and have lots of things to do and places to go and people to see. But on May the 16th, I'm hoping we can have a virtual mini air show, but still working on some ideas for that. Got a little barely functional prototype of how we're going to run that, but there will be some more things going on, and we'll kind of share it out as we get more stuff confirmed. But hopefully there'll be a bit of a get together on that Saturday.
Fireworks to my virtual quad.
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know if you could work out how to do that.
I want to aim to do my network programming for that, just so we can chase each other about
That would
in
be
my
fun.
crappy sim instead of somebody else's one.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
I might not
Dom
have to
did phone me and tell me about all that excitingness. Well, no, he didn't. I phoned him. He said to phone me back. Then he didn't. And I phoned him the next day. And then told me about that. I'm really low down on the food chain now, Frank. You really... my amazing status of no one actually rings me back or likes me anymore.
It's only because when you're on the call to you speak to everyone down the fucking road.
Oh my
Literally
god!
everyone. Oh, post what, mate? Yeah, you doing? You just...
Look at those little toe beans.
God, what is this show tonight?
Let's get out.
He's got confused with his other podcast called Erotic Cat Pictures with Jack.
Oh, I'd love it. Look, I
you doing the drawing tonight live, Jack?
Draw her like one of my French girls. I can if you want me to.
Jack's Pussy Porn Podcast.
Let's do. Way, hold up.
Oh, God, we haven't had one of them for a while.
Oh, I can't. I've got nothing. Has anyone got anything to set fire to?
I've got one of these. Does this?
I didn't even know if that still worked.
There you go.
Does that still work?
$1.99. That's what you get.
I'm sure I've got something somewhere. What are you
Like,
doing?
so, I've got nothing.
I've just got no.
Was that Win? Right, Win's name.
Winter Blue.
Winter Blue.
Close.
Doing it backwards.
Let me.
I'm sorry. I can't buy any because you can't get any anywhere. Can you Amazon to me?
You can buy them in Tesco's, can't you?
I know. I'm not allowed to go to Tesco's.
Have you been arrested in there as well, Jack?
He's Irish. I think he's.
We told you those shorts were not appropriate for the outside world.
They're not appropriate.
Well, you thought they were underwear.
Exactly.
I've missed something here.
Yeah, that's a real inside joke.
Right, I'm gonna light the sparkler. Let's keep it away from that. And the dog, you keep down. Winter Blue FPV, thank you for your donation.
Oh, Tony's got some stuff.
Hey!
I have got an exploding carrot. Well, I've got a carrot use.
Jack, make homework explosives for next week. That sounds fair.
Thank you.
No, I'm already
4.5 minutes until I leave. Thanks. Apparently there's 72 going over, so I might not have to leave. Thanks for the donation. Right. What can we get Jack to draw? Is it
I've got an idea. Hang on. I've got an idea. So there's one tree.
No, thank you, Winter.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. It keeps the show going. It keeps Frank being able to pay the editor and not strangle me. And, you know, it just makes everything right in the world. And we get to keep doing this shit show.
Can we
Editor, if you're listening to this, remind me, I need to show you the new... Call me, because I need to show you how to newly upload stuff.
you're going to draw a picture of me hugging that tree?
No, who said hugging? Who said hugging? So, yeah, and then
yes, that's
this is a lamppost. Am I ruining the show? I am, and I. This is not good to listen to.
Well, it won't be any good to listen to.
As
Yeah.
far as the podcast goes, it might lose something.
If I just mute you and you carry on, is that all right? If we just talk amongst ourselves without you?
Please.
There you go. I'll mute Jack. Winter Blue wants to know about X-Class suppliers at the moment, Tony.
I've just typed in the chat that the Fossil stuff are still selling X-Class stuff, props. I don't know if we've got any motors left or anything, but it's really hard to get stuff still, especially now day and age, because you know what's going on with CV19. Under the tree, so I know where he is.
Buried.
No, I don't know. You still have to import most of the stuff. I mean, all the props are made from America and that. But Martin from Fossil Stuff is testing our 12S setup at the moment. So
Nice.
Yeah,
So is that
from 8S
to 12? ESCs, or is there other new stuff in with?
He's even designing a new frame as well, so it's more X-Class stuff to come. And he's just finished designing a very small crash-proof drone that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but it's very small and you can literally lob it at the wall and it will bounce back and be fine.
I like that. Sounds like a challenge. Crash.
Really cool. I mean, he got it like this and bent it. So it went like this into a curve and then let go, and it was doing this. So it was pretty cool. So so it's just that I can't get over there and be there, and we can't do anything because of this goddamn lockdown. So that's why Jack is now drawing pictures of. Oh god, it's just going to be a penis sticking out the top of my hammer, isn't it? Take it that way.
Aroused by satellites.
How long have I got, Dave?
You've got 1 minute. Quick,
You
go.
want to go now? I'm going to go as well.
Go, run, run.
Yeah. Now.
I'm not going to see anything here because London, light pollution. Dark skies.
I didn't hear about this at all, bizarrely. There's satellites going over, is there?
Yeah, it's the Elon Musk internet ones.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyone got anything else coming up at the moment? Anything? Have we got anything to look forward to? I mean,
new sim release coming out soon. I've finished code next week sometime.
Is there a killer feature of the new sim release?
No, it's just tried to make it more friendly for people coming in first time. So now it by default it puts you in a menu screen instead of just dumping you in a quad. The default rates are way down. The gravity's been messed with again. There's a building in it. I went and redid the city so the scale is correct after we had a conversation about exactly how much should it be floor to floor. 3 meters is the answer. And the roads have been flattened out now, so they're all nice again. And that was mostly it. And I fixed a few little bugs.
There's still a plane to go and chase, and
still a plane
that go
chase,
drifting and jumping and things.
Chase. I had to go and change the plane's waypoints slightly because when I changed the scale of the buildings, the plane then just flew into the buildings because the buildings moved or got bigger. But yeah, that's there. It's now stable enough to call beta. As I said, the first building you can fly into is there now. So you can. It's not quite a bando; it's more of a construction site. So there's more to be added to there. But as I said, I'm getting that out because it's like this is like a solid. It looks almost like a complete product, if you like. And then I'm skipping ahead to work on networking just so we can ask about with it, because no one's going out at the moment.
So we've had some ideas of how we might be able to get around that, even if the actual multiplayer is a bit of a massive pain in the ass. But yeah, we'll see how we go. There's some interesting things in the mix.
There you go. There's my photo of little Tony watching the satellites and the 5G death rays get from the lamppost he's rigged his little thing up to.
What's that little thing poking out?
We can't mention it under YouTube guidelines, but it's little Tony.
Oh well, at least he's not.
Can we get that on a shirt? Yeah, man, sure thing. We can definitely get that on a shirt.
Could do.
I've missed you. Oh, I'll be back.
Oh dear! And then there were two.
Oh, what is it? Hang on, I'm
You've got to go as well, Curry. I'll just go through my.
I'm being handed something.
Go on.
You're out of shot there, Sophie.
I can't touch it.
I've been handed a chocolate orange,
You have to hand sanitize.
which I now have to scrub and wash my hands
Thank you.
from a neighbour, presumably because I printed these little bits for the game they were playing, which I decided to do in 0.1 millimeters, which turned out quite nice actually. That one's quite good. And then my printer decided it was going to break its auto height sensing thingy. Yeah, it fell off.
Right.
So I have to go and put that back again and change all the code to make it work. You can now leave my room, family.
Bye.
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 They might be enjoying the show. You don't know.
And never enjoying the show.
What did family
It's
come
too-
in
it was-
for?
The drop off
Too
this
light out
chocolate
there.
orange,
Oh,
which has come from a neighbour who I printed these bits from. I sent my wife round with these little 3D printed parts stuck on a piece of cardboard. Got to leave it at the doorstep, ring the doorbell, and sort of run away. That's how we do things at the moment.
What are they for?
Therefore, a game called it's a T apostrophe something, and it's got cogs, and you turn stuff, and it's quite interesting.
Ah, did you see anything, Tone?
no, it's too bright. The sun's gone down, but it's still really light outside.
Well, yeah. This one flies directly over London, so you might not see that one anyways. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's right above you.
How's the drawing get on?
It's
Oh, did
It's
you
weird.
miss
Someone
that?
turned up round his house or something.
There we go. Yes.
Oh, have we lost Tony now?
Is that the satellites going past?
It's the satellite's going past.
Or not going past?
I want that on my t-shirt, please.
There's already
Save
been
that,
a request, and Jack said yes. So I don't know how he's going to do that, but Jack's already promised t-shirts.
We must set up this world's worst T-shirt store, where I don't know if we can include the designs we talked about last week.
They probably can't go on, but a couple of them
That might be
can, I
again
think.
All the other
some terms of
bizarre
service.
ones that we've
Phil.
been going on with.
But yeah, I've got my thrust vectoring project. I still need to build that and learn a lot more about the software side of that thing. I've got the ESP32 camera that I want to do something with. I've got some 3D printed bits hanging around for a tiny little pan tilt gimbal. What else have I got? all the stuff with the virtual MA6 stuff. A few other things. I've been thinking about doing, well, after actually building myself a computer that could cope with it, doing some CAD tutorials, because that's
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, can you get onto Fusion 360 and explain stuff?
I mean, I haven't done Fusion 360 before, but I've done a bunch of other similar software, so I imagine I can probably work it out.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's very similar to
SolidWorks, I
what's that
imagine.
commercial one? Yeah, SolidWorks, which is like super expensive, isn't it? But it's industry standard. But we can use Fusion for free, and I can draw
For
my
now.
2D sketch into a 3D thing. But then if I want to go back and do stuff with that and make it do stuff, it's really complicated. I don't get it. My brain hurts too much.
Because I mean, I've worked with CATIA, Pro-E, SolidWorks, Ideas. I feel like there's more. And then
You ever heard of one called Medusa?
I haven't, but I know there's a ton out there. I mean, even on Monday, me and Jack did the pub quiz with Steve Gladding, who was at Mini Show before last.
Yeah,
And ran the pub quiz at the Mini Show. He did his pub quiz on Monday, and after the quiz, we were chatting with him, and he was talking about this other CAD package that I had never heard of before. And
Wacky Wes.
In my day job, I have to deal with lots of stuff from lots of different CAD packages. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised to have been introduced to a new CAD package that I've never even heard of before. But yeah,
no CAD packages come to this town without me knowing about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you storing that picture, Jack?
Yeah,
no,
so-
I see LabBotics has mentioned SketchUp, and that triggers Frank.
Oh no! Oh, don't get him started. No, you might as well eat the Kit Kat hole.
You see, I'm gonna give you a nugget here, Jack, because I know Painless 360 loves SketchUp. So if you want to break Andy's relationship up with him, just say, "Oh, Andy hates SketchUp," you know, and see what happens.
I've raised it with him before, but
Oh, he's not having any of it. He knows best. Look at that, Corey. Does that do anything for you?
That's just a waste. This is not the main problem with that is Kit Kats to be
Say
disabled.
what it is. What I'm just showing.
Someone's bitten into a Kit Kat in the incorrect manner.
It's more
the
than
thing
one.
with Kit Kats, there is a ritual to eating a Kit Kat to get the most from it. You open it, you break the piece off, you bite just the end off where it's full chocolate before munching down and getting the other end, and then you do it again 3 other times. When you just it's like, what's the point of that? It's like getting some sort of fancy restaurant meal and just like chucking it down like that. Wrong. Bad Jack.
How'd you deal with the chunky ones then? Because there's only one of them.
You just eat them.
You're good with you're fine with just having the one.
Yeah, I mean, if it came in like a full thing, you would just like break one off them.
Right. That sounds like it. It sounds like it takes up a lot.
You don't pick it up and just like you bash it and you separate the segments out and you take your time. People, enjoy your chocolate. It's worth enjoying.
To me, that's not enjoyment. Having to do admin when you're eating a Kit Kat.
There's a difference between admin and savouring the moment.
No, see, to me, that's just. It sounds like too much hard work to have to worry about how you eat something. To get the most out of how you eat something.
That's like saying sex is admin. You might as well just ejaculate and leave. That could be it sometimes, but
that's what happens normally, isn't it?
So in that case, then, Wayne, do you tend to nibble the top off first, and then
I do all sorts of amazing nibbly things. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
But I see Ben in the chat. Let's have some commiserations for the cancellation of electromagnetic field EMF camp this year.
Oh,
Very disappointing.
Oh,
Was looking forward to that, but such is life in this brave new world.
This is an interesting one. I'm taking notes here. Put them in the fridge. Malteser meteor.
Oh yeah, let them melt and create one big Malteser.
Dave really enjoys annoying you for some weird reason.
It's not difficult if you get annoyed at someone eating a Kit Kat wrong. You know, you're fairly triggered at most things.
Not annoyed. There's a process to follow, and it's there for your own good. It's there for your enjoyment.
You know, there's no instructions on how to eat a Kit Kat, is there? It doesn't say on the back. You know, if you don't
doing it that properly though.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'd have a serving suggestion picture.
Yeah. What if it was different than what you said, though? What if they said, the Kit Kat thing, it was just a convenience thing. You meant to eat it whole. What if it said that on the back? Would you just stop eating Kit Kats?
No, because the whole marketing scheme is to have a break, and it is to snap the Kit Kat.
Is it a bit like...
Or are you talking about a different universe?
Is it like bubble wrap? Is that the same kind of
Tension
thing?
sheet. Not bubble wrap.
It's a red dwarf. That's a red dwarf joke, that is.
Yeah.
How do you eat a cream egg then, Curry? Let's go cream egg.
Oh,
Eventually.
sickly.
Would that kill you, a cream egg?
Yeah.
With the diabetes and stuff. Yeah.
I was just going to say...
You can tell she's my wife. Look. Oh, hang on. Let me just close that. Let's see. That's a supermarket I want to go to.
This is the only place you'd buy a pussy.
Thanks, David.
I think it's high time that we end this week's show.
Yeah, please. The last bit was about fucking chocolates.
Jack, do you want to...
We didn't even get on the Japanese Kit Kats, where the instructions are you have to put them in your...
Stick them up your what?
Are they the ones that have like the green tea Kit Kat?
Well, yeah, there's matching ones, but there's specific ones that are designed to go into like this little toaster oven and melt.
Ugh.
Oh, I was thinking of something completely different. Sorry.
Where are the bots? Oh, I don't know. Guys, we're sorry. We're slowly losing it.
We've got because we're not flying. No one's got anything to do.
Some of us never had it to lose. Let's face it.
We're trying to
How's your wall?
Every week.
Huh?
The wall. The wall. The angry wall.
I haven't hit it this week.
Sorry, Numbskull. You can watch it back, but I wouldn't bother.
Good endorsement.
Good endorsement for the show. I wouldn't watch it. That should you rename the title to "Don't Watch This." I wouldn't bother.
I wouldn't. Tony, I'm Scott. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Drone Out. Next week, hopefully, we'll have something to talk about. And for the bonus episode, we're going to try, maybe if we can, if you guys agree to it, do a little bit of the old simulator fly and chat. You up for it? I think that's next bonus pod.
Can someone come around and install Curry Kitten's thing on my computer then? Oh, isn't it AMA tomorrow, Jack?
Yes, and also I'm doing an AMA with Tony on Discord. So if you want
when
to
are
ask,
you doing your Minecraft?
Minecraft's meant to be sometime Friday as well.
Better have to be after AMA.
Yeah.
Ask Jack anything. It is.
Yeah. So if you want to ask me stuff,
find out what colour
in the Discord.
Ask him what's in the drawer, and then what's on the hard drive.
Yeah, there's lots of things you can all ask. It's going to be a good hour.
Yeah, of hell.
And I'll be able to tell you if he's lying or not.
I won't. Look, I told you, like, what's in the drawer is dildos. It's a dildo drawer. That's all there is to it. Cut that, editor. Thank you. You've been listening to Let's Drone Night.
Let's Drone what? Let's Drone Night. You've
been listening to Let's Drone Out. Enjoy Kit Kat. Other chocolates are available. We've been joined by everyone's favourite curry kitten,
Goodbye.
My Little Tone Star,
Bonjour.
everyone's favourite liability and possible suing clause, Andy RC,
Good evening.
and everyone's source of truthful information, even slightly better than Wikipedia, Andrew/Frank.
Bye.
I've been Brighton to Life Live. Thank you very much. See you guys next week, or see you Friday on my AMA. No.
Yes. Oh, a new
Right,
animation.
graphics.